10 SUVs under $4,995 that will outlive everything. Car makers hate this list because what we're about to reveal could destroy their entire business model of selling you expensive vehicles that break down just after the warranty expires. Picture getting a rock-solid SUV for less than most people spend on a vacation, driving it for 200,000 miles without major repairs, and laughing at your neighbors who are making $800 monthly payments on vehicles that will be worthless in 5 years. We're talking about SUVs so reliable, they make modern cars look like expensive toys designed to fail. But here's what car manufacturers don't want you to know. These budget SUVs use simple, proven technology that's actually more reliable than the complicated computer-filled vehicles they're selling for $50,000 today. No fancy electronics to break, no expensive sensors to replace, just bulletproof engineering that was built to last decades, not just until the next model year. The most shocking discovery came from analyzing repair records. Some of these sub-$5,000 SUVs have lower maintenance costs per mile than brand new vehicles, while delivering the same utility and often better reliability. The auto industry has spent billions convincing you that newer means better. But the data tells a completely different story. Which 10 budget SUVs are secretly better investments than new cars? And why are manufacturers so desperate to hide the fact that their oldest, simplest designs are still their most reliable? Consumer Reports. Reliability rankings have become the gold standard for anyone shopping for a new SUV. Each year, automakers race to the top of these lists, hoping a high score will justify price tags that have climbed well past $50,000. This year, the Lexus NX sits at the top of the luxury small SUV segment, earning near-perfect marks for engine and transmission durability. Right behind it, the Toyota RAV4 Hybrid dominates the compact SUV category, praised for its bulletproof powertrain and electrical systems. Subaru's Forester continues its run near the top, with owner surveys describing it as outlasting harsh winters and rough roads without complaint. But a closer look at the numbers reveals a pattern that car companies would rather you ignore. Consumer Reports' own data shows the average monthly payment for a new SUV now hovers around $800. That's before insurance, taxes, or maintenance. Owners are paying luxury prices for vehicles that, in many cases, score only slightly above average for reliability, 46 out of 100 on average for new SUVs. Meanwhile, the highest-ranked models, Lexus, Toyota, Subaru, are the same brands whose older, simpler SUVs are still running strong after 200,000 miles or more, often with nothing but routine oil changes and basic upkeep. CR analysts have called out this disconnect for years. Toyota's lineup has average or better reliability, with 6 models among the 10 most reliable cars, one report notes. Another highlights the RAV4 Hybrid as a bulletproof daily driver that punches way above its price tag. Yet, despite these accolades, the industry pushes buyers toward new models loaded with complex electronics, turbochargers, and sensors, features that drive up repair costs and, according to owner surveys, often introduce new problems. The result? Buyers are lured by high rankings into signing up for massive loans, chasing the promise of reliability that, in many cases, was perfected decades ago. The irony is hard to miss. The same brands that top today's charts for new SUVs also built the used models that quietly rack up 300,000 miles, all while costing less than a single year's worth of payments on a showroom-fresh Lexus NX. As the rankings flash across glossy ads and dealership billboards, the real story lives in the numbers buried deep in Consumer Reports data, where long-term durability and simple engineering still beat out the latest tech. The question isn't which new SUV scores highest this year. It's why the most reliable vehicles on the road are often the ones car makers would rather you forget. In 2009, the federal government launched Cash for Clunkers, a program that wiped out more than 205,000 SUVs in a matter of months. The official tally: 677,842 vehicles destroyed, with SUVs making up nearly a third. The average odometer reading for those SUVs was 176,000 miles, far from junkyard territory. Many were running strong, passing 120-point inspections before a dose of liquid glass killed their engines for good. Government auditors later admitted these weren't all gas-guzzling relics. Some had barely reached their halfway point, with owners forced to trade in perfectly functional Explorers, 4Runners, and Tahoes for a rebate that barely dented the price of a new model. Buried in a government report, one line stands out. The program resulted in the retirement of nearly 680,000 fuel-inefficient vehicles, many of which had significant remaining useful life. That so-called life was snuffed out, not by mechanical failure, but by policy and profit. The auto industry called it a win. Dealers cleared out reliable, high-mileage SUVs and replaced them with new models loaded with electronics and sensors. The timing was no accident. Over the past 2 decades, automakers have quietly shortened the redesign cycle, rolling out new versions every 4 to 6 years, each packed with more features and often more headaches. There's no secret memo, but the pattern is impossible to miss. Consumer reports. Data shows that with every redesign, reliability scores swing wildly. The 2025 Chevy Equinox, fresh off a major overhaul, now sits well below average in owner surveys. Meanwhile, older Toyota and Subaru models, built before the tech arms race, keep turning over 200,000 miles on original engines and transmissions. Mechanics joke that these SUVs are ghosts in their shops. They just don't break. A retired GM product planner once quipped in an archival interview, "We used to build cars to last a generation. Now, if it survives the lease, that's good enough." Whether that was a confession or just gallows humor, the result is the same. The industry's obsession with constant updates and complex tech has made dependable, simple SUVs an endangered species. The cash for clunkers purge accelerated the process, erasing hundreds of thousands of durable vehicles from the roads and pushing buyers into loans for models that, by design, won't see 200,000 miles without a fight. This isn't just nostalgia for old trucks. It's a calculated system that rewards short-term sales over long-term value. The data doesn't lie. The SUVs that outlive everything are the ones car makers would rather you forget, because every mile they keep running is a sale that never happens. A quick search through today's classifieds turns up listings that feel almost impossible in a world obsessed with $50,000 SUVs and endless monthly payments. In Georgetown, Kentucky, a 2006 Chevrolet Tahoe LS sits at $2,900, showing 267,938 miles on the odometer. That's 9 seats, a proven V8, and a family hauler that's already survived 2 owners and nearly 2 decades of highway runs without a single major accident on record. Scroll a little further, and the pattern gets louder. A 2000 Jeep Wrangler Sahara, offered for $3,995 in Trevor, Wisconsin, wears the scars of 6 owners, 1 fender bender, and more than 212,000 miles of Midwest winters. Yet it's still running strong. Its convertible top and 4-wheel drive, a testament to simple, rugged engineering. This is a truck built for snow, mud, and the kind of adventures that leave new SUVs stranded on the shoulder. On the next page, a 2011 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo pops up at $3,650 with a staggering 247,926 miles. It's been a fleet workhorse, shuttling drivers through city traffic and highway stretches, racking up nearly 250,000 miles, while newer models cycle in and out of service bays. The price? Less than a set of tires for a brand new Grand Cherokee. These aren't rare finds either. A 2004 Chevrolet Suburban 1500 LS listed for $3,995 in McPherson, Kansas, boasts 284,893 miles, enough to circle the globe more than 11 times. It's a body-on-frame beast designed for towing, hauling, and surviving the punishing winds of the plains. The story repeats in Wichita, where a 2004 Tahoe Z71 with 225,000 miles is snapped up within days, the off-road package still intact after years of tornado seasons and summer heat. Each listing tells the same story: high mileage, low price, and a stubborn refusal to die. These SUVs have outlasted market trends, redesign cycles, and even government efforts to wipe them off the road. Forget the sales pitch about new technology. Here's proof, in black and white, that you can buy a 200,000-mile Survivor for less than a week at a beach resort. For every glossy ad promising peace of mind, there's a classified ad quietly offering the real deal: proven reliability, minimal depreciation, and a shot at automotive immortality for under $5,000. A $999 Envoy with over 200,000 miles, a $4,800 RAV4 pushing $250,000, and a string of Suburbans and Wranglers that look ready for another decade. So why aren't these SUVs flying off the lot? Geography and demand play a bigger role than most buyers realize. In the Midwest, where roads are salted and winters bite hard, high-mileage SUVs still command respect. These trucks have survived tornado seasons, baking summers, and the kind of daily abuse that would send newer crossovers limping to the dealership. Yet many buyers in coastal cities never see these listings. Rust is a real threat near the Great Lakes, but in drier regions like Kansas or Colorado, an old Tahoe or CR-V can hit 300,000 miles with little more than faded paint and a few worn seat bolsters. The perception of scarcity isn't just about what's for sale, it's about who's looking. In markets flooded with new leases and tech-heavy models, used SUVs with proven track records get overlooked by buyers convinced that reliability comes with a touchscreen and a warranty. Meanwhile, seasoned resellers, so-called flippers, are quietly snapping up these survivors, cleaning them up, and selling them for double in neighboring states. The margins can be shocking. A $999 Envoy in Wichita might sell for $2,500 in Denver, where buyers are desperate for anything that can handle mountain roads and snow without a hiccup. The same story plays out with a $4,800 Toyota Venza, a model known for its bulletproof drivetrain. In the right market, that car is worth thousands more, simply because it's likely to keep running long after the average new SUV's electronics have failed. Climate shapes more than just the bodywork. In Wisconsin, a Wrangler Sahara with over 200,000 miles has proven it can survive salt and sub-zero starts. In Kansas, a Suburban that's circled the globe in mileage shrugs off wind and heat. These aren't flukes. They're the result of simple, rugged engineering that thrives in places where breakdowns aren't an option. The flippers know it, mechanics know it, and anyone paying $800 a month for a new SUV is starting to catch on. For buyers willing to look beyond their zip code. And past the myth that high mileage means high risk, the financial upside is clear. These SUVs aren't unicorns. They're just hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone who understands that reliability isn't about the year on the title, but the story under the hood. Between 1995 and 2008, a handful of SUV models were engineered with a kind of mechanical honesty that's almost extinct today. Underneath the skin, these vehicles relied on thick-gauge steel frames, often 0.8 millimeters or more, built to shrug off rust and road salt for decades. Engines from this era were designed for simplicity and serviceability, not for chasing the latest horsepower number or squeezing out another mile per gallon at the expense of reliability. The Toyota Land Cruiser, for example, used a 4.7-liter V8 known internally as the 2UZ-FE. This engine wasn't about flashy specs. It was about surviving 300,000 miles with regular oil changes and little else. Cast iron blocks, overbuilt connecting rods, and timing belt systems that could be replaced in a driveway, these were the hallmarks of longevity. Look at the Honda CR-V's first generation, a 2.0-liter B-Series engine, non-interference, meaning even a snapped timing belt wouldn't destroy the motor. Subaru's Forester stuck with the EJ25 Flat 4, a design that didn't win awards for refinement, but earned a reputation for running through blizzards and summer heat without missing a beat. The Chevrolet Tahoe and Suburban, meanwhile, rode on full-length, body-on-frame platforms, the kind used in half-ton pickups, paired with the legendary 5.3-liter Vortec V8. These drivetrains were so forgiving that even skipped maintenance intervals rarely spelled disaster. What set these SUVs apart wasn't just the metal or the motors. It was the absence of fragile electronics. Most models from this era used analog dials, cable-driven throttles, and basic air conditioning controls. There were no touchscreens to freeze, no adaptive cruise sensors to fail, and no turbochargers adding heat and complexity. Even the four-wheel drive systems were mechanical, shifted by levers, not buttons, allowing owners to fix or rebuild them without diagnostic computers or proprietary software. Toyota's engineers famously tested the Land Cruiser's frame for torsional rigidity by running it over uneven terrain until welds cracked, then reinforced weak points before production. Honda's CR-V was designed with a double wishbone suspension front and rear, a layout borrowed from the Accord, giving it car-like comfort, but with the durability to survive unpaved roads. Subaru's all-wheel drive system used a viscous coupling center differential, simple and nearly indestructible. These choices weren't about nostalgia. They were about creating vehicles that could be repaired anywhere, by anyone with a basic set of tools. Owners got engines with timing belts instead of chains that stretched or failed sensors. They got transmissions with dipsticks, not sealed units requiring dealer-only service. It's no accident that mechanics today still call these models ghosts. They just don't show up for major repairs. The secret wasn't magic. It was a relentless focus on proven, overbuilt components, and a refusal to chase the latest trend at the expense of long-term durability. Walk into any independent repair shop, and the story repeats itself. Rows of late-model crossovers waiting for diagnostic scans, while the oldest SUVs gather dust out back, untouched by major repairs. Mechanic Mike, who's been wrenching on everything from Pathfinders to Highlanders for over 20 years, shakes his head at the parade of new vehicles with mysterious warning lights and $1,000 parts. But ask him about the Suzuki Grand Vitara, and he grins. "I haven't had one in for anything but brakes and oil since 2015, he says, flipping through his shop logs. In a sea of fragile electronics, the Grand Vitara is nearly invisible, its name missing from the list of transmission failures, electrical gremlins, and engine breakdowns that fill his week. It's not just Suzuki either. Mike's records showed the same pattern for the old-school Honda CR-V, the early 2000s Toyota 4Runner, and the boxy Nissan Xterra. "You want to know what fills my bays?" he says, gesturing toward a line of late-model Jeeps and compact GMs. "It's always the new stuff. Sensors, modules, turbochargers. Nobody's bringing in a 2005 4Runner for anything but tires." The numbers back him up. Over a decade of shop receipts, only 2 Grand Vitaras have needed anything beyond routine maintenance, both for minor suspension work after years of rough roads. Compare that to the steady stream of modern SUVs with failed CVTs, broken infotainment systems, or complicated hybrid batteries. Mike's advice to anyone hunting for a budget SUV is blunt. Buy the simplest thing you can find. If it's got a timing belt you can change in your driveway and a dipstick you can pull, you're golden. He keeps a running tally of customer complaints, and it's the same story every year. Owners of older Toyotas, Hondas, and Suzukis rarely call except for scheduled maintenance. Meanwhile, newer models rack up big bills for repairs that require specialized tools and software. People think high mileage is a warning sign, Mike says, but I'd rather see a 250,000-mile 4Runner than a 60,000-mile turbo anything. His perspective isn't just about nostalgia. It's about seeing which vehicles actually last in the real world, where snow, salt, and potholes eat away at everything but the sturdiest designs. In Mike's shop, reliability isn't a marketing slogan. It's a stack of empty repair orders for the SUVs carmakers wish would finally die. Instead, they keep rolling in for nothing but oil, brakes, and the occasional set of wiper blades. The real secret? Simplicity, serviceability, and old-fashioned engineering that refuses to quit. Tom pulls a faded envelope from his glove box. Inside, a stack of receipts, each one a quiet victory. His 2004 Honda CR-V, bought for $3,600 in Wichita, has carried him 80,000 miles over 7 years. The numbers don't lie. $340 in repairs over the last 6 months, mostly for brakes and a new set of tires. No engine work, no transmission drama. He keeps a notebook in the center console, jotting down every oil change and gas fill-up. The odometer just rolled past 242,000, but Tom isn't worried. He's seen these CR-Vs hit 400,000 miles in online forums, and his mechanic shrugs off the mileage like it's nothing. Change the oil, check the fluids, and it'll outlast my mortgage, Tom laughs. Jennifer's story runs parallel, but with a twist. She picked up a 2007 Honda Pilot for $4,200 after her minivan's transmission failed at 110,000 miles. The Pilot had 218,000 miles on the clock, but a thick folder of maintenance records from the previous owner. In her first year, she spent $410 on repairs, mostly a timing belt and water pump, both expected for the age. She uses it for everything: soccer practice, weekend camping trips, the occasional 600-mile drive to see family. The Pilot's V6 hums along, never missing a beat. Jennifer's friends shake their heads, convinced she's rolling the dice on a ticking time bomb. But she's kept every receipt, every service invoice, watching the total cost stay lower than a single monthly payment on a new SUV. Both Tom and Jennifer have learned a lesson the hard way. Reliability isn't about shiny paint or the latest tech. It's about a machine that keeps going year after year, with costs that stay predictable and low. Their SUVs aren't status symbols, but they are freedom. No car payments, no surprise breakdowns, just the quiet satisfaction of outsmarting a system designed to keep people buying new. For them, the numbers are more than just math. They're proof that the best investment sometimes comes with a few scratches, a high odometer reading, and a stack of receipts that tell a story of money saved, miles traveled, and worries left behind. Sarah sits at her kitchen table, a stack of spreadsheets open beside her coffee mug. She's not an accountant or a car dealer, just a mom who decided to track every dollar spent on her 2007 Honda Pilot after her last new car turned into a money pit. Over the last 100,000 miles, her repair bills, oil changes, and even the surprise alternator came to $12,100. That's 12 cents per mile, start to finish. On the other side of her ledger, she's got the numbers for her neighbor's 2021 crossover. It's newer, flashier, and loaded with tech, but the maintenance and repair costs, plus the monthly payments, add up to almost 28 cents a mile. The difference? More than $9,000 over the same stretch of road. Sarah's not alone. Owner surveys and repair databases tell the same story, even if you strip out the outliers and horror stories. Run the math on a $4,500 Toyota RAV4 or a $3,900 Subaru Forester, and the cost per mile comes in at just 12 to 15 cents, depending on how much you drive and how hard you push the schedule. Compare that to a new $40,000 SUV, where depreciation alone eats $25,000 in 5 years, and you start to see why these old-school trucks are still in such demand. Consumer Reports data backs it up. Their annual cost of ownership breakdowns show that the average new SUV owner will spend $10,000 to $15,000 on maintenance and repairs in the first 10 years, not counting the money lost to resale value. For the most reliable used models, think Toyota, Honda, Subaru, the total bill for the same 10 years rarely cracks $14,000, even if you're the unlucky one who needs a new timing belt or AC compressor. Insurance companies know it too. Premiums on older SUVs run a little higher, but the risk of catastrophic failure is lower for these proven platforms. Mechanics call these vehicles boring. They come in for brakes, tires, maybe the occasional water pump, but rarely for the wallet-busting repairs that haunt newer models with turbochargers and electronic gadgets. Sarah's favorite part of her spreadsheet is the column labeled Savings. Every month she drives past the dealership. She adds another $800 to her tally, the payment she's not making. Over 10 years, that's nearly $100,000 in her pocket instead of the finance companies. Even after accounting for gas, insurance, and the odd repair, she's thousands ahead, with a truck that's still worth a couple grand if she ever decides to sell. The numbers don't care about marketing or brand loyalty. They don't care about the year on the license plate or the size of the touchscreen. 12 cents a mile versus 28. $9,000 to $12,000 saved every 100,000 miles. These are the facts that break through the noise, and the reason Sarah's not trading in her Pilot anytime soon. For every glossy ad pushing the latest model, there's a spreadsheet like hers quietly proving that the best investment on four wheels might just be sitting in your neighbor's driveway, waiting for its next 100,000 miles. Every so often, the truth comes out in a list that car makers would rather you never see. Here it is, the Forbidden 10. Each one a survivor, each one a quiet rebellion against the throwaway culture of new car showrooms. First, the 2006 Chevrolet Tahoe LS. For $2,900 in Georgetown, Kentucky, you get 9 seats, a proven V8, and an odometer reading of 267,938 miles. 2 owners, no accidents, and still running strong in a state where winter salt and summer heat test every bolt. This is the SUV that families use for cross-country trips, not just school runs. Next, the 2000 Jeep Wrangler Sahara, priced at $3,995 in Trevor, Wisconsin. It comes with 6 previous owners and 212,441 miles of snow, salt, and off-road scars. Its convertible top and 4-wheel drive aren't just for show. This Jeep has outlasted blizzards and mud seasons that send newer crossovers to the junkyard. The 2011 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo, listed at $3,650, shows 247,926 miles. Fleet use, city traffic, highway stretches. This one's done it all. 6 owners, 1 minor accident, and still ready to haul people and cargo for less than the cost of a set of new tires. For those who need more space, the 2004 Chevrolet Suburban 1500 LS in McPherson, Kansas, stands out. $3,995 buys almost 285,000 miles of proven durability. This Suburban has circled the globe in distance, shrugged off prairie winds, and still has its body-on-frame bones intact for towing and hauling. Then there's the 2004 Chevrolet Tahoe Z71, with 225,000 miles and an off-road package that's survived years of tornadoes and heat in Wichita. The price stays just under $5,000, and the reputation for reliability is built on more than marketing. It's built on decades of real-world abuse. The 2011 Toyota RAV4 Base, at $4,800 in Augusta, Kansas, offers 243,000 miles on a compact frame. This isn't just a commuter. Owner after owner has trusted it for family trips and daily duty, with a track record of low repairs and high satisfaction. A 2009 Honda CR-V EXL, $4,990, also in Augusta, shows 233,450 miles. Honda's formula is simple: a reliable unibody, a bulletproof 4-cylinder, and a reputation that keeps mechanics bored. These CR-Vs rack up miles with nothing more than oil changes and basic upkeep. The 2008 GMC Envoy SLE in Wichita, priced at just $999, has 206,535 miles. It's the bargain hunter's dream, a mid-size SUV that's avoided the major failures that haunt newer models. High miles, low price, and no drama. For families, the 2012 Chevrolet Traverse LT slips in under $5,000 with 214,268 miles. 3 rows, minivan-like comfort, and a drivetrain's handled years of shuttling kids and gear without flinching. Finally, the 2012 Cadillac SRX Performance. At $4,995 in McPherson, Kansas, it's a luxury crossover with 235,264 miles, proof that even premium models, when built right, can go the distance. Fleet history, high miles, but still running with all the features intact. These 10 aren't unicorns. They're hiding in plain sight, scattered across classifieds and dealer lots. Each one is a testament to simple engineering, honest materials, and the kind of durability that makes new SUVs look fragile by comparison. For less than $5,000, these survivors offer a shot at 200,000 miles. No monthly payments, no surprise breakdowns, just the quiet satisfaction of outsmarting a system designed to keep you buying new. This is the list the industry doesn't want you to find. Now you know. Today, the average new SUV costs over $48,000 and bristles with electronics that often fail before 100,000 miles. Yet, on used lots and driveways across America, simple, nearly indestructible SUVs endure, defying the industry's upgrade cycle and outlasting their high-tech replacements. As automakers race to complicate, the real revolution is remembering that durability never goes out of style. Sometimes, the smartest move is driving what lasts. What would you choose? Let us talk in the comments.